Hi guys, and welcome to today's video, which is going to be about how to create a Java calculator. This will be the first video of the series. I'm thinking of doing just one more, or at most just two more videos about this. Otherwise, if I try to do it with just one video, it's gonna take so much time. And yeah, so okay, without any further ado, let's go. So first, I thought it's better to create another file, which will be just a class, and I'll just say input handler.java. So this will be our class, and I'll say it's gonna be input handler. So we won't have a method here. Main method here, and here we're going to create an instance of that class. So I'm going to say input handler, and I'm going to say new input handler. Yeah, I think that will do. Now, after we have done our instance creation of our class, I'm going to say input handler.start. Now, we don't have this method yet created, but we're going to create it very soon. Now, if you are not really familiar with Java, with object-oriented programming, basically what we're doing here is we're creating a class which will have a bunch of instance variables and methods, which we will later be able to use in this file here by using this variable name. So basically this will be the name of the class. As you can see here, that's the name of the class, which means it is the same thing as if we said string something, right? This is the same thing. So this is the same as, for example, saying string. This is just another type which we create. This will be just our variable name, and just to show you, this could be everything. This could be just gibberish, copy, paste it here, and this would work. But just for convention, we're gonna use input handler here. And here we're saying just new input handler, which means just essentially create that new instance. And then when we're saying here input handler.start, means that we are invoking a method that is created in our input handler class, which, as again, we haven't created yet, but we're just going to create it now. So okay, let's do it now. So we are going to create our method here, which is called start. So what is our start method gonna do? It well, essentially it's going to print a message, and the message is going to be called, so welcome to my calculator, right? Just a simple message. Then okay, what else do we want to do? Actually, nothing for now. Let's just keep it that way. So this will just print a calculator. And now let's create another function. So what do we want to do? So whenever the user enters our calculator, we want a menu to display, and this menu is going to ask him, the user, what operation he wants to perform, whether it's addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. So let's create this method. So again, public, and this method is going to return a string. So we'll say string here, and we'll say choose operator, because again, the sole purpose of this method would be for the user to choose a method, an operation, I'm sorry. So we'll say system.out.println, and we'll say what to do, right? And then we would want them to either, okay, let's print another line here. So we would say plus for add, for addition, or also minus for subtraction, for multiplication, and the last one would be division. Okay, so now that we've created that, what do we want to do? Well, now let's create a string variable that's going to be called operator. And now, what do we want to do here? Well, okay, we ask the user what he wants to do, which means that we need to get an input from him, right? So now this operator variable here will store whatever the user has given us as a result. So we'll say user input dot next. Now this hasn't yet been created, so now we need to create it. So since we're going to be using user input, we'll need to import java.util scanner. Now what scanner allows us to do is just this, get the user input. So now let's create our variable here, which would be private scanner user input. We say new scanner system.in. Now private means that we cannot be using directly this variable in our other class. For example, we wouldn't be able to do like input handler dot user input. We wouldn't be able to access it like that. We would only be able to use it in a function. That's encapsulation, and that's a very good practice to do, even if you don't particularly need that. Anyway, then we're saying we want it as a scanner class, which just means that we're using the scanner here, and we're creating the variable name here, which is user input, so that's why we're using user input here. And we're saying new scanner system in basically means we're just importing the keyboard as a tool here. Now can you notice something similar to what we did here? Well, we did the same exact format here when we're creating our instance of a class. So basically we're just using another class here and we're creating an instance of it. See, that's cool. Now after we've done that, so oh yeah, user input.next means we just get the string that the user has inputted, has given us as a result. For example, if the user has given us plus, then we would be able to get this as a plus, and then now our operator variable will be the same as plus. So why are we returning it? We could just print it, right? Well, we are returning that because later in the program we are going to be manipulating this data, which means is we're just gonna check. So if choose operator, right, we could just say if choose operator is equal to something. For example, if it's equal to plus, then we want to invoke the addition method, right? But yeah, I'm just gonna show you what I mean by creating the code. If you guys have any questions, any suggestions, leave them in the comments. Alright, so what would be the next thing that we want to do? Well, the next thing would be to get the first and the second number. So we'll say public table get first number, and we'll just print a message here, and this would be give us the first number, right? And then what we're gonna do is just return the user input next double. Now similarly as here, we're just saying whatever the user has given us as a double, get it and return it, so we can do further manipulations with it using this method, right? So now whenever, for example, I do get first number, whenever I do this is going to ask for a number, and then we're going to get a result from it because we are returning the double here. And once we've gotten the first number, what do we want to get after that? Well, the second number. So we'll say get second number, and we'll say similarly system out print line give us the second number, and then we're going to print return user input next double as we did here. Cool, so now we got the first and the second number. What is the next thing that we want to do? Well, the next thing we want to do is just create the methods for all the operations. So public void addition, so this would be our addition method. So what's gonna be the blueprint for our methods, for the operation methods? Well, all of our operation methods are going to get two numbers, double A and double B. Double A is going to be our get first number, and double B is going to be our get second number. You see the pattern here? And now we're just going to, for now, we're going to say system out print line, the number is A plus B. But later, almost to the end of the program, we're going to add a history feature to our calculator. So here what we're going to be doing is just add the result element of this, but we're going to see that later in the tutorial series. But for now we're just going to print the result here. I'm going to say public void okay, let's do subtraction, double A, double B. Let's say system out print line, and the number is A minus B, right? Okay, the next, actually we could just copy paste this so we don't waste unnecessary time, and we'll say multiplication, and we're just going to return this, and here we say divided, division, right? Let's change the method name. So as you can see here, all of these methods have something in common. All of them do the same functionality basically, and all of them take the same parameters. So for this video guys, this will be all, and let me just review what this whole code does, right? So first we're creating an instance of our class, then we're just calling the start method. We come here and we see our start method here, but unfortunately for now our start method isn't doing anything. It simply prints this welcome to my calculator to the screen. So now if I run it, we're going to see something. We're just doing this. Our code here isn't executed at all. We don't see any manipulation with it, and that is because we have never called these methods, and we don't have them specifically set here. So what I'm gonna do in the next video is basically have a variable that's going to be called keep on, and I'm going to set it to true. And in our start method here, we're going to say while keep on is equal to true, then keep calculating. Now we haven't created our calculate method yet. We're gonna create it, but what essentially these lines of code do is basically just keep calculating until the user says otherwise. So this will be always true, and this will only be equal to false if the user wants it to be. So for example, if he wants to enter exit, then this will be equal to false, and our whole program will stop, and we're just going to display a message, for example, thank you for using our program. Alright, so now let me just show you what our final project would look like. I have it here, and now let's run it. As you can see, the same here. All we're doing is all the changes we have here is in the input handler class. So now after we've run it, see, as we did here, welcome to my calculator is being printed out to the screen, and then this what to do, and you know, the other message here. So what to do, what do we want to do? Well, we want to add some numbers. So see, now it asks us for the first number, as we did here. Give us the first number, give us the second number, with just different text here. So input the first number. Well, the first number would be 9, and the second number would be 9 again. So the result should be 18. So as you can see, the num is 18. So as is the same as we did here. But look at that. After we've done that, another message pops out, and it is please press the corresponding number for the operation you wish to perform. So now I got three choices. So basically when we get the result, our program is not done yet. So now I have the choice to either input another operation, to ask for the history, or to just simply exit. Now let's just exit. So it basically, our calculator has this function that what it's doing is, here are the calculations you have done so far. So it gives us the results that we've gotten so far, and thank you for using our program, hope you enjoyed the experience. So basically when we get to here, when the user has inputted 3, this variable here, keep on, is equal to false, and now this won't run, you see. But all of this time keep on is equal to true, and that's why it keeps on generating new messages, because that is equal to true. But I know this sounds exciting guys, I hope it sounds exciting to you. So in the next video I'm going to show you how to do all of these things that I'm showing you here. So yeah, let's do just one more operation. So 4, 5, 20, let's do another operation, minus 4, 3. As you can see, everything happens so fast. 2, which is the history, and here are our results. And then we just simply want to exit, yeah. So here it's still equal to true, and when we get to here it's equal to false. I just wanted to say that guys, so you see what we're actually trying to accomplish in the end of our tutorial here. So yeah, you have an idea, and you can see why I'm doing this. You can see exactly why I would do that, right? So why would I just do this and that? So yeah, it's just more clear for you. So thank you again guys for watching, and see you on the next video.